Yo, what is good, Knicks Nation? The New York Knicks take game number 1 over the Cleveland Cavaliers. And man, oh man, was that a freaking game by the Knicks late in that fourth quarter. Jalen Brunson absolutely takes over in the clutch right when the Cavaliers storm back to take the lead for the first time since early in the first quarter. Josh Hart with the clutch shot. Jalen Brunson with multiple clutch shots. Julius Randle with the clutch offensive rebound to secure the W. And Quentin Grimes hitting the game-winning free throw to ice it. Wow, what a game. It feels so good that the Knicks are back in the playoffs, and that game was so intense, had playoff atmosphere written all over it. This is going to be a dogfight, and I'm really happy that the Knicks were able to get this win on the road in game number 1. Knicks fans, I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments of this game because it was a roller coaster. The Knicks were controlling it all the way through. Dominant defense. The bench was electric. We're going to get all into the details and the stats and everything that we saw in this game, but I want to hear from you down below in the comments. What was your biggest takeaways? What were you most excited about? What needs to fix? What needs to really change in order for the Knicks to really make sure that they finish out the series with the series W? So if you guys enjoyed the video as well, do your boy a gigantic favor and simply hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. With that being said, let's get deeper into this game. So the Knicks win 101-97. They were cruising and winning throughout the entirety of the game. And it was really interesting because Tom Thibodeau, probably the first time in his tenure as the Knicks head coach, had a completely different approach in terms of rotations. And a lot of that had to do with the external factors of Julius Randle coming back from an injury and Jalen Brunson getting in early foul trouble. So we saw Julius Randle go onto the bench within the first 5 minutes of the first quarter. Usually, you guys know this, Julius Randle plays the entire first quarter. So Tom Thibodeau had a different approach since Randle's nursing that ankle. He's like, all right, we're going to get Obi Toppin in early. And then Jalen Brunson, since he got 2 quick early fouls, he goes to the bench as well. So the entire rotation got a little flipped outside of its head of what we're used to as Knicks fans from Tom Thibodeau. And it was a completely well-balanced approach, and I absolutely love the minutes that we saw from this Knicks team. I mean, Julius Randle had 33 minutes to lead the team. Josh Hart had 32. Brunson with 29 minutes. It was a well-balanced. You know, Tom Thibodeau usually shortens the rotations and like to have his best guys on the floor throughout the entire game. That's definitely something I noticed. And the really cool thing about this game as well is when Brunson and Randle were down on the bench, the Knicks bench unit, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, all those guys were in, and they were beating the Cavaliers starters. Now, there were some really bad individual performances tonight from guys like Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett. And that's okay because that's how deep this Knicks team is. If 1 or 2 guys are not at their playing their best, we have guys like Josh Hart to step up and Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. That's what makes this Knicks team so freaking dangerous come playoff time because we're so deep. We have so many weapons where if one guy's not having his A game, another guy will step up in his favor. And I got optimistic views, hopefully, that both IQ and RJ Barrett will get their act together because they both pretty much stunk all game long. But, you know, after that first half was over and we saw how this Knicks team was performing. At halftime, the Knicks were up by 5 points, and we're like, how? Brunson only played 9 minutes. Julius Randle barely played in the first half, even though he was playing very good basketball in that first half. Julius Randle came out there and was playing like his old self in that first half, hitting his perimeter jump shots, hitting his mid-range contested shots. It was a way to set the tone. Josh Hart had a big impact in that first half. And the Knicks are up by 5 points at halftime, and we're all thinking to ourselves, damn, we're not playing our best basketball, and we're still up by 5. And that was because of defense and the Knicks pushing the ball in transition. In all my preview videos for this series, I said the Cavaliers are an excellent defensive team, but their kryptonite is when you get them in transition and you try to push the pace and you get the Cavaliers defense on their heels and you not allow their defense to get set. And that's exactly what the Knicks did. That was their game plan. Obi Toppin comes in. He's flying in transition. You got Jalen Brunson throwing full court passes, Josh Hart full court passes to get those easy buckets, which is really great to see. And then that third quarter, the Knicks, at first, we're playing really sloppy. I mean, this game wasn't perfect. It was one of those defensive, gritty battles. The Cavaliers were making their push. You see Donovan Mitchell just going absolutely ridiculous. I mean, what did Donovan finish with? 38 points and 8 dimes for Donovan Mitchell. We're going to have to figure out how to stop him. But the good news is Donovan Mitchell drops 38 and the Knicks still win. And that's was my expectation for this series is we're not going to stop Donovan Mitchell. He's going to get his 40 points here and there. But the key is, can the Knicks stop everyone else? And you know who was in jail tonight? Evan Mobley. By Mitchell freaking Robinson. Evan Mobley, whenever he touched the ball in the low post, Mitchell Robinson was like, no, sir. He was 4 for 13. Mitchell Robinson did not have a dominant game, but he definitely impacted this game down low defensively, as well as Isaiah Hartenstein, even throwing Julius Randle. I think the overall team defense for this Knicks team was fantastic, especially with forcing turnovers. RJ Barrett had a really awful offensive game, but defensively, he was pretty solid. He had 3 or 4 steals. Josh Hart also had a bunch of steals, forcing turnovers and getting the Knicks in transition, which is great to see. Yeah, RJ Barrett, as bad as he was, he had 6 dimes and had 4 steals to go along with his 7 points of 2 of 12 from the field. And Emmanuel Quickly, had a bad game as well. He was 0 for 5. Quickly didn't even have a field goal. The 6th-man player of the year, potentially, did not even have a field goal, and the Knicks still won. That tells you how deep this Knicks team is. If I told you before the game that Emmanuel Quickly's 0 for 5 and RJ Barrett's 2 for 12, do you guys think the Knicks were going to win that game? No, probably not. But you want to know why they win? Because this Knicks team has grit. They play with heart, and it all starts with Josh Hart off the bench. I'm telling you, man, that man is the X factor. So we go into the 4th quarter, and the Knicks have a comfortable 10-point lead, and it just feels like all of us as Knicks fans are thinking the same thing. The Knicks got to get this win. We have been controlling this game since the opening tip-off. We all know how important it is to steal game 1 on the road in a 7-game playoff series, and we allow the Cleveland Cavaliers to storm back and take the lead. Things got sloppy. Donovan Mitchell starts going crazy. We start turning the ball over. All the momentum is on Cleveland's side, and that's where we're all Knicks fans, the entire city of New York, all Knicks fans across the globe. In that moment, we were all feeling the same anxiety, in that feeling of just all the crumbling. Knicks fans know this misery more than anybody else, and we were all freaking out. But guess what? This Knicks team is different. Want to know why? Because we have Jalen freaking Brunson, who was built for the NBA playoffs. He's like, I got you guys. This is not the same old Knicks where you just crumble leads. I'm a clutch player. I'm going to bring us together. I'm going to get a clutch shot, hitting that 3-point jump shot over Jared Allen in the corner in his freaking face after Donovan Mitchell hit one. That's when you know Jalen Brunson is him. Not to mention Josh Hart goes out there. He hits a 3-pointer with the shot clock expiring after he banged up his knee. I mean, we have so many players stepping up in the clutch, and then Julius Randle gets that offensive rebound after Jalen Brunson misses that potential game winner, and then Quentin Grimes ices it up at the free throw line, man. What a roller coaster of a game. It was a defensive, gritty, hard-nosed, beautiful NBA playoff basketball. That's really what it comes down to. You look at the other games earlier, like the Sixers versus the Nets, the Celtics versus the Hawks, those games sucked. I mean, it was blowouts. It was just one-sided. Celtics absolutely obliterating the Hawks. 76ers and the Nets, it was close, but then the Sixers took over. But this was real NBA gritty playoff basketball. Defensive-minded teams going after each other. We even saw Julius Randle going after Donovan Mitchell. They got into a little fight. It wasn't really a fight, but it got a little testy, which you like to see. This series is going to get really, really gritty, and man, it feels good that the Knicks were able to swipe this game, man. So the things that Knicks got to improve on: continuing to clean up the turnovers and crash those offensive and defensive rebounds. The Knicks did a great job on the rebounds. I'm not saying they didn't, but they got to make sure they can continuously steal those defensive boards. And then I'm looking at guys like RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. Both of them were terrible offensively. If both of those guys, if not one of them, can bounce back offensively and we still get the performances from Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle and Josh Hart, we are in good hands. And when it comes to defense, how can we contain Donovan Mitchell? I don't know if it's possible, because the shots he was hitting was like, how can you even play better defense than that? Literally step back 3-pointer, hand in his face, he cashes it. It's like, okay, you can just expect that from a superstar like Donovan Mitchell. But man, this series is going to go the distance. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys, of game number 1 of the NBA playoffs between the Knicks and the Cavaliers. Comment down below a Statue of Liberty emoji if you stayed all the way until the end. I greatly appreciate you guys sticking out there with me on Knicks Media. It means a lot to the channel, guys. Until game number 2 on Tuesday night, I got a lot of content coming your way leading up until that game, and I'll catch you guys then. Let's go, Knicks. Go New York, go New York, go. Hit that thumbs up button, everybody. Woo, I'm hyped up, and I know you are hyped up too. Catch you guys next time. Peace.